Hi, everybody. Richard Bliss Brooke here. My wife, Kimmy, and I live in Lanai, Hawaii, and we've been involved in Young Living now for 6 years. I personally have been a network marketer since 1977, full time in network marketing since 1977. I built my own team for 7 or 8 years, ran a company for 3 or 4 years. Then I bought a company that I ran for 35 years. And about 6 years ago, my wife and I, Kimmy, we sold our company so that we could join Young Living as sales leaders. And that might seem like a crazy idea to sell your own network marketing company so that you could join somebody else's company as a distributor. But what I want to talk about briefly today is why we did that and why you might want to consider Young Living for the products that it offers you for your health and vitality, and also for the possible income option that it might offer your family. So I put together this little presentation. I want to share with you about why Young Living, why you, and why now. So first, why Young Living? First of all, 30 years of proof. In the last 30 years, I've calculated that there have been actually hundreds of thousands of network marketing companies that have launched somewhere in the world since the early 90s, hundreds of thousands. And how many are in business today? Out of those hundreds of thousands, only about 3,000. So in the last 30 years, hundreds of thousands have launched. There's only about 3,000 that are in business today. And out of all those hundreds of thousands of companies, and the 3,000 that are in business today, Young Living is a top 10 company in the world, a top 10 company in the world that has been in business, selling products, servicing customers, repeat customers for 30 years. 30 years of proof. What does that provide you and I? It provides us with security. Why? Right? Because the last thing we want to do is get involved with a company that just makes promises. And that's what most companies do. They just make promises. We promise we're going to do this. We promise we're going to achieve this. We promise we're going to be number one. We promise we're going to change this, right? Everybody makes promises, but how many people actually have the proof to back up the promises? And the reason why that's important to you and I is in network marketing, what you do is you go out and you share these products and you share this opportunity with the people that you care about and people that care about you, people that you trust, and most importantly, people that trust you. So the last thing you want to do is share a product line or share an income opportunity with that, is just promises that just might go out of business, like the hundreds of thousands of companies in the last 30 years that have just gone out of business, because that makes you and I look bad, right? So what Kimmy and I were looking for is we were looking for security. We were looking for a rock solid product line and opportunity that had proven all of those promises. So what's it all based on? Number one, it's based on products. None of this works. There's no opportunity. There's no health and vitality for these customers without the product line. And this is Gary Young's genius. He passed on a few years ago, but he left us with this legacy of extraordinary products, over 600 different formulas that he developed in all kinds of different categories to help us with our health and vitality and our longevity. Extraordinary products. And here's how we know how extraordinary they are. This company registers. It's different for different salespeople and different organizations and different markets and different products in different countries. But on average, long-term retention that often achieves 40%. What does that mean? That means that if 100 people get on a particular Young Living product line or a single product, and you track those people over years, even decades, 40% of them are still ordering that product every month. Every month, repeat customers. 40% of the people that try these products fall in love with them, stick on them. They find the value proposition to work, what they're paying for the product based on what the product actually does for them. That works in spite of all the competition, in spite of all the noise, in spite of all the options that are out there for a different product. Young Living customers choose to stick with Young Living. The foundation of Young Living is, of course, essential oils. This is what Gary was most passionate about. This is what he created, over 100 different essential oils. The lead product line is actually Ninja. That's the kind of the tip of the spear. That's where most people get started with Young Living, and most people get the fastest results in achieving some transformation in how they feel and how they sleep and their energy and their vitality and their health. And that can be achieved in just a couple of weeks in the 14-day reset program, which is all about Ninja Red. And of course, we got skin care, and we got children's care, and we got pet care, and all kinds of products, right? So everything you would ever want. And the foundation of all these products is seed to seal, something Gary created decades ago. Started with buying actual farms where he would plant the plants that he needed to make these products, and he would nurture the seeds, the cultivation, the soil, the whole process, the distillation of the oils that goes in every product. So of course we have essential oils, but all these other products have essential oils in them. That's the common theme throughout the products. The testing that we do on all of the products, and then actually the seal, the packaging, right? So the seed to seal promise that Young Living makes to you is that this company is paying attention. This company is involved. This company has criteria, quality control, and is deeply invested in the entire process from seed to seal. And we have these farms, over 20 of them around the world and growing, that you can actually visit. And you see these people out here, those aren't actually workers. Those are customers that are visiting this farm to see how the plants are actually grown, how they're cultivated. And you can have these experiences all over the world at these different farms. I mean, what other company actually grows their own products from the beginning and lets customers and sales reps actually go and experience that farm experience? It's life-changing. 100% family owned. This was so important to Kimmy and I. When you got an option to be involved in a public company, that's just crazy making in a if the ups and downs of a public company, the stock price, and all the things that can go wrong in a public company, or a company that has partnerships that all can go wrong. We were looking for a family-owned company, a company that had legacy potential, right? So Joseph and Jacob are not pictured here, but they're the future of Young Living. They're in their 20s. They're deeply steeped in the culture and these products and all of these people, and they're Young Living 2.0. They're the next 50 to 70 years of Young Living. These young men are the future of this company. And Mary and Gary proved over the first 30 years that no matter how successful they were, like billionaire successful, that would not motivate them to capitalize on that success and sell the company. And no matter how much adversity they incurred, because in that 30 years, they had massive adversity, that did not motivate them to sell the company. They had a vision and a commitment for this to be a legacy company, a legacy product line, a legacy income for all of you that build a customer base, to maybe build it once, nurture it over time, and get paid for generations. That's the promise. And look at the ratio between customers and distributors. 98% of the people involved in Young Living are just customers. They just absolutely love the products. Maybe 2% are sales leaders, people that are taking advantage of the income option. And maybe they're just getting their products for free, or maybe they're making a few $100s a month, or maybe they're very ambitious and hardworking, and they're building a team of customers, and they're building a team of sales leaders, and they're earning more money than that. 50% of all the revenue that goes into Young Living for these products goes back into the field to compensate people that are building customer bases. And on top of that 50%, there's another 30% in retail profit or discounts. It's a very lucrative opportunity where Young Living is sharing all of this abundance with anybody that wants to help them spread the word. And that's how this company has built to millions of customers in the last 30 years. It started with Gary and Mary just telling their story to a few people and getting a few customers, and then getting a few more customers. And then every once in a while, one of those customers would say, hey, I want to help you do this. I don't mind making some money. I have an extraordinary story. Let me help you tell the story. And they would sign on to be a sales leader. And then more customers would come, and then more sales leaders would come. The first national convention that Young Living had only had 100 people at it. And it was held in St. Mary's at the farm, at the first farm that the company owned. A national convention that I went to, and Kimmy and I went to a few years ago, had over 30,000 people at it. It was held at some kind of stadium, right? That's extraordinary growth. And it's all word of mouth. It's all one customer telling another customer. Every once in a while, somebody signing on to becoming a sales leader, building a team. That's how network marketing works. Gary and Mary built a culture of family, freedom, fitness, and fun. It's probably the most extraordinary thing about the whole community is it is a family. It is a global family. All sorts of different countries, all sorts of different cultures, but everybody coming together with one mission, and that is to help other people live a better life, whether it's better health, better fitness, better vitality, or better finances. And as you can see from just a couple of these pictures, one of the things that Young Living people love to do is travel around the world and have a great deal of fun together. And when you join this team, you have the opportunity to do that, whether it's missionary work or an incentive trip or just having fun together as a group. That's a big part of what Young Living's about. Now, why you? That's why Young Living, but why you? Well, here's some things to think about. What is your health and fitness worth to you? Right? If you think about it, it's priceless. But we tend to take it for granted, right? We tend to take it for granted until it's too late. But if something happened to you, something that really threatened your ability to live your life, what would it be worth to you? What would you do to reverse that? We're not talking about reversing anything here. We're talking about preventing something by getting on a lifestyle journey with the right products and the right program where you maximize your health and vitality. So maybe you're on some kind of journey now, but maybe you want to improve it, because what's more important than our health and fitness? And Young Living has proven for 30 years, we have the right products, we have the right program, we have the right people to lift you up and give you a place where you can work with other people, have fun, and have the success that you've always wanted. Now, if you think about income, what are the odds that you may outlive your income? What does that mean? Well, it means that, the average age of adults in North America today are just about 80 years old, a little longer for women, a little less for men, but just about 80 years old. But the way healthcare is growing in terms of its technology and inventions, whether it's pharmaceuticals or it's techniques or it's, nutraceuticals or just, lifestyle changes, if you're 30, 40, 50 years old, the odds of you living to 90 or 100 are pretty good. So the question is, do you have a financial plan in place to support you living that long? Do you have the assets in place, or do you have a plan to create those assets? And the income option in Young Living is nothing guaranteed. You have to work for everything. But the income opportunity in Young Living allows you to build an income that can last your entire life, no matter how long you live. How do we know that? Well, because these are products that people buy, fall in love with, and use forever. We've already proven that over 30 years. So you can create an income that can last no matter how long you live. And what could you do in life? What could you do with more financial abundance? I'm not talking about getting rich. I'm just talking about some extra income from a totally separate source. Just some extra income every month, month in and month out, whether it was $300 a month, $500 a month, or $1,000 a month. How would that change your life? How would that change your attitude? How would that change your peace of mind if you could create that? If you could create that over the next 2 or 3 or 4 years, and that money came in every month for the rest of your life, how would that change your life? How do you value friendships and community in your life? So if you really value friendships and community and your circle is this big, what if you could make your circle this big? What if instead of having, a few friends, you had a few dozen friends all over the world? What if you had a few hundred friends? How would that enrich your life? That's an opportunity in Young Living. Why you? Well, think about your family. Are they worth it? Are they worth creating that kind of life for your own health, your own vitality, your own financial abundance? And why you? Because you can. Does everybody succeed in Young Living? Absolutely not. In fact, most people don't. But anybody can. Anybody who is willing to be coached, who is willing to fall in love with these products, who is willing to tell an authentic story about what these products did, who is willing to offer the income option to anybody that is open to hearing about it, and do that consistently over a period of years, anybody can be successful. And one of the most extraordinary things about this opportunity is you will be working with people that have come before you, some of whom are very successful, who want nothing more than to help you be successful. And they want nothing more than to teach you exactly how they did it for free. People that are very successful in Young Living, some of them over the last 10, 20, or 30 years, they have a vested interest in your success, in your journey. They know exactly how they did it. They want to teach you how to do it for free. Where do you get that? Why now? Well, you know how time works, right? Do you remember 4 years ago? Do you remember 4 years ago? Do you remember where you were, what was going on, what life was like? Do you remember how fast the last 4 years came? It's like a runaway freight train time. The next 4 years is coming at us at light speed. It's coming anyway. And you're either going to do something extraordinary to get on top of the power curve with your health and your life, or you're not. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you could. And every month counts. Every month counts. People don't realize it when they think about, well, maybe I'll wait 3 or 4 months, right? You wait 3 or 4 months could actually cost you a lot of money. Why? Well, because when you wait 3 or 4 months, you're not losing what you're earning on the very front end because you're not earning anything. You're actually losing 3 or 4 months of your entire career, which means you could lose the highest 3 or 4 months of income you ever have in your career. I'm not saying again that you would earn a lot of money or you would be successful, but if you are successful, whatever money you earn over 3 or 4 months, if you wait 3 or 4 months to get started, you lose that amount of money forever. You can't ever get it back. Waiting is very expensive. The high-risk work of Young Living is behind us. I mean, the first 10 years of Young Living, 1992 or 3 to 2002 or 3, that was the high-risk work. That was the heavy lifting. That was when nobody knew anything about these products. Nobody knew anything about Young Living. Nobody was successful, right? There's 100 people at the national convention. That's not a lot of social proof. Today, there's massive social proof. There's millions of repeat customers. There's social proof everywhere about these products and social proof about the income option. The high-risk work is behind us. Now, everybody gets to take advantage of it. The high growth is in front of us. The markets that Young Living has dominated are the markets that historically are the smallest markets in the world. And the biggest markets in the world are the ones that we haven't even scratched the scratch on yet. The highest growth markets in the world are still our smallest markets. We're looking at 10x growth in the next 10 to 20 years. You can either be in on that or not. And is there really a better time to get started? If you're going to plant a tree, when's the best time to plant a tree? Maybe 4 years ago, or maybe now, right? So what's next? Get with the person that introduced you, that maybe sent you this video, and just listen to their story. Just listen with an open mind, and then make your own decision. Maybe you want to know more information, maybe you don't. What's it hurt? Doesn't cost anything to listen, doesn't cost anything to hear more information. And then you got 3 steps if you're interested. Step 1, see if you can fall in love with these products. You got to fall in love with these products, right? This isn't a fake it till you make it thing. You are either an authentic, raving fan of these products or you're not. If you are, you're qualified to authentically and ethically recommend them to other people. Just share your compliant, ethical story. If you fall in love with the products, you can then tell your story. You can recommend the product. You can acquire customers just by recommending the product. And then if you want to build a team, all you have to do is share the income option. It's just a different component. It's an additional component of the whole Young Living story. And remember, 98% of the people in Young Living, they're just customers. There's very few people that actually get other customers and even fewer that build a sales team. But anybody can. And how do you build a sales team? Just invite people that love these products to look at the income option and make up their own mind. Totally up to them. No pressure, no closing, none of that sales stuff. Just easy. And that's our Young Living story. This is why Kimmy and I chose Young Living, because we found a company that would honor us, that would protect us, that would give us security, that if we put in the work and built a team, we would have the opportunity to be paid forever, because these products are in demand forever. Young Living has proven that. Thank you for listening. Give it a try.